Babanada everyone, and welcome to my 2000 subscriber special, which is just going to be a little Q&A video. So I asked you guys to actually give me a lot of questions on my Discord channel, and I will go over them right now. And you've asked a lot of questions, so since this video isn't going to be anything else but me answering these questions, I'd actually advise you to, I don't know, just let this play in the background a bit. Hear me talk, because this is going to be a longer video, I guess, 30 minutes or something. And you can, I don't know, chill, do your homework or something, because this is not going to be an incredibly detailed, edited video. This is just going to be me talking, so yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. Oh no! Before we jump right into it, I'd just like to thank you all for subscribing and for staying with me for over a year now. And we've not only hit 2,000 subscribers, we are actually closing in on 2,400 as of now, or like 2,360 something. So this is great. This is great. Thank you so much. First of all, Fibonacci asks, what's your favorite cheese type? This is of course one of the most important questions. If you could ask a content creator, I think. And I'd have to say cheddar if I wanted to please my American audience, but I do not want to do that, so I'm just going to say Gouda, or as you Americans call it, Gouda. I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but it's a good cheese. It's nice. Or Emmentaler. Emmentaler is also nice. Okay, Brett42 asks, what do you think about the Nintendo Direct that just happened? He asked this question on the 20th of July, and there was this Nintendo Mini Direct, which was utter shit, and I also made a YouTube video on it, which I then put on unlisted because, I don't know, it didn't fit with the other stuff on the channel, so I just wanted to give you my thoughts, and everyone who watched it will know that I didn't like the direct. My reaction wasn't really positive. And yeah, but now, as I'm recording this, they just announced a Pikmin 3 port out of nowhere, and I'm just like, why didn't you... I mean, okay, they said that they would only include third-party games, but why would you make such a weak direct, really, and then announce something like Pikmin 3, which at least is better than the entire direct, in my opinion. Okay, but yeah, I just didn't like it. Yono or Chono asks, what made you start a YouTube channel? There are different things, I'd say, that made me start a YouTube channel. Especially Silksong or Hollow Knight related channel, because I first... I always wanted to do another YouTube channel because I had one, or I still have one, a German one, which I started, or which I became a member of at the end of 2012. Yeah, you heard that right. So basically just years and years of me doing some shit, some good shit, some bad shit, and we actually then got up to 12,000 subscribers, and we're still there. Me and the person who I made this channel with, or who made this channel with me rather. And yeah, we haven't really done a lot with the channel ever since, but we are thinking about reviving it. And yeah, but this is not why I started this YouTube channel. I just wanted to focus on stuff, because with the other channel there was a lot of different directions in which the channel went, and I just wanted to have my own style and direction and audience with which stays with me through throughout most of what I do because they like the games I play or the topics I cover, and also me as a person or me as a content creator, and therefore are willing to stay and actually be a lot more active in this community. As you know, I mean, this Discord server in which I ask all of these questions, wait a minute, there are like almost 200 people in here, so this is crazy. So yeah, but I actually tried and do a Zelda video, The Legend of Zelda, for the Breath of the Wild 2 announcement trailer, but then afterwards I wasn't happy. So instead I then uploaded the Hollow Knight video, because Breath of the Wild and Hollow Knight at that point in time and also right now are still my two favorite games of all time, I'd say. Although I can't really say which one is better. I can't. So I made a Hollow Knight video and it went really well. So I made other Hollow Knight videos and now we're here. And as an inspiration for making a YouTube channel about Hollow Knight or making videos about Hollow Knight, of course the Great Three, the Trinity of Rusty, Relian, and Mossbag were great inspirations, especially Mossbag, who I think has some of the best videos I've ever seen. Like his 80-minute video about the Hollow Knight lore is so well made, and if I had made this video, I would be like, okay, this is something I can be like so damn proud of, because don't get me wrong, I'm proud of like the stuff I do. I only upload stuff which I would watch myself, where I would watch the video and be like, okay, this wasn't a waste of time. But I've still got a lot of stuff to learn, so seeing stuff like Mossbag's videos or Rusty's videos, which are really well edited, actually gives me a lot of not only creative fuel or inspiration, but also just makes me want to make videos, makes me want to express myself. Okay, this was a long answer and I just talked a shitload about something else, but yeah. Brad42 asks again, what are some areas you would like to see in Silksong that you would find interesting? So I've made a video about Silksong's map, which, looking back on it, it was a good video, but I got some things wrong. So what I would like to see, I would like to see something about the white flowers, because we see them in the Lace boss fight in the second one, right, from the trailer, but I would like to know where they originate from, and I would also like to have some kind of sea. I would actually like Silksong to have some underwater gameplay, because it was supposed to be in Hollow Knight underwater gameplay, I mean, but of course a whole new movement style and combat style would have to be created for this, so it's kind of hard to do underwater right, because it is kind of hated among fans of video games, especially if you've played games like, I don't know, fucking Legend of Zelda with the water temples and stuff, or just anything that's underwater. There's almost no underwater levels that are great, but I think Team Cherry are one of the few who could pull it off in a great way, I think. So I'd like to have underwater gameplay and some kind of ancient sea or something, with some kind of ancient civilization. That's just a little, yeah, just this little something that would interest me. There's a lot of stuff I'd love to see, a lot of stuff we already know we are going to see because of the trailer and because of us really paying attention to the trailer and what was presented. I'm also really looking forward to Greymore because I don't think we've seen that much of it yet, and it's supposed to be one of the biggest areas of Silksong. So it's going to be interesting how big it is going to be, because if it's really going to be City of Tears or Deepness levels of big and even bigger, then it's just really exciting. So Epic asks, what's your favorite Silksong leak? Leak as in fake leak, or so fan-made leak, or just news we got? Because there weren't like any quote-unquote leaks. But I think the favorite... Oh, okay. If you're asking for leaks, then there's just one that's kind of on my mind, which is the leak of Zeph's character, which was actually leaked not in July or whenever we got the riddles, but the concept or the existence of Zeph's character was leaked on, I think it was April 2nd or something, by Zeph himself, who on the Hollow Knight Reddit just was like, hey, I'm Zeph, I got to meet Team Cherry because of my illness, and they made a character in my name, and I love him, and I want you to know that he's going to be in Silksong. So that was actually really wholesome and really sad, considering that Zeph passed away a month or two later. So yeah, that's sad, but it's still nice. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing Zeph in the game. So that's why this is my favorite leak, and probably the only real leak I can think of. The Secret Spy 27 says, why do you like Sode so much? I don't. Like, I wouldn't say that I sympathize with him or that I really like him in any way. I think he's a great character, and that he is just so obnoxious that it's just mind-blowing how fucking obnoxious this character is. And this is why this is my profile picture, because I'm just like, okay, my profile picture is sewed with red eyes, which is another layer of obnoxiousness. So I don't think that so this is just to let everyone know that I'm self-aware in a way. Although it maybe sounds stupid, but that I'm aware that I can be obnoxious on purpose. So yeah, it's just because I dislike Silt, actually. Okay. This was a weird answer, I think, but maybe you got what I wanted to say. Jono, the second question from them. They were only allowed to do 2 questions per person, so this is why this video isn't going to be 3 hours long or something. Okay. They ask, if you could make your own Hollow Knight or Silksong character, what would they be called and what would they do? And for just to let you know, I didn't actually read through the questions in detail. I just glanced over them in order to be able to make the thumbnail in advance, because I always do that. My own Hollow Knight or Silksong character. I guess I'd like to have either a creepy character, similar to Midwife or the Mask Maker, or like a mysterious character, or someone like a Snail Shaman or something. What would they be called? Their name would be Schnitzel, of course. And what would they do? If there were a schnitzel is a type of meat that is kind of like hit real hard. to produce it, it's just kind of hit and kind of why am I explaining the production of schnitzels right now? It's just flattened a bit and then fried. in breadcrumbs and stuff, and then served with potatoes and usually a slice of lemon, which you then dribble over the schnitzel to make it have a bit of a sour punch. So I think my character would be kind of like the one cannibal Husk from the City of Tears. So he would be called Schnitzel, and he would actually kill off other characters. That's would be my role in Silksong. Not a Troll asks, is Hornet Void? And did you like that question? No, I didn't like that question at all, and Hornet isn't void. Also shout out for Not a Troll for actually being also from all of the people who are just, you know, the most active on the server. So shout out to Necron, Not a Troll, Roman Ya, Umif, and so many other people I'm just not thinking about right now. Let me just go through them if I see some other Dark Vectors, of course. Also, he's got a lot of Silksong speculation and just theories and knowledge, which also helped me actually do my videos. Yeah, and there's other people who are really active on this, so Mr. Porker also has been really active lately. So yeah, I really enjoy all of these people in the Discord. So yeah, I've got nothing but love for you guys. Thank you so much. And okay, next question for Matic709. What are your favorite video games? As I said, Breath of the Wild and Hollow Knight. Silksong probably too, but Hollow Knight and Breath of the Wild would be my number 1 and 2, or number 1 and 1 rather, because they're so different games that I can't just say, okay, one is better than the other, because Breath of the Wild has also an amazing amount of detail and just things to uncover. So I love this game. I've gotten over 200 hours in both of the games, I think. And yeah, I just love the exploration in both of those games. And apart from those, the third game I would award with 10 out of 10, which is not, it's just a teeny tiny bit under those two games, under my number 1 and 2 games is Bloodborne, which I've also done a video on my channel which didn't really go all that well, although I think it was a decent video. But it doesn't matter, because, you know, I'm happy with videos no matter how good or bad they perform. I'm happy if I'm actually proud of my work, so I still like that video. And Bloodborne is just amazing. I also love it. I've completed it on PS4 at my cousin's place. We always play together all the games, and we've gotten the Platinum Trophy. So that was really nice. I love it. And there are also other games, like for example Super Mario Galaxy. Have I started even the recording? Yes, I have started the recording. I just had to double check because I forgot. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, other Zelda games, or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is also great. There's so many great games. The Witcher 3 is great. Some of the more well-known ones. But they are not in my top 4, because my top 4 would be Zelda Breath of the Wild and Hollow Knight, then on 3 Bloodborne, and on 4 Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I think. Okay, Megrim asks, Trobio. Yes, Trobio, definitely. I think he will be a bit like Sode, but maybe he will be talented, so that would be a twist. Okay, Brad42 got to ask a third question, because the kinda one about Nintendo Direct didn't really count, because I already made a video about it. He said, do you have any cool area ideas that you would love to see in Silksong? I want a giant tree area. A giant tree is always nice in games, I think. I'm just playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and it's got a giant tree in it, and I love giant trees. But yeah, the Ancient Sea would be the thing I'd love the most to see, yeah. Matek709 asks, what's the answer to life, universe and everything? I think that... Hi, this is my nihilism peeking through. I think that life itself, in its bare form, is kind of meaningless. And we as people, we as humans, just have to find a meaning and give it meaning. Find people and topics and hobbies that give our life meaning. But I don't think that life in itself has a meaning, as we're so small that not really anything we do matters on a greater scale, so we just have to go into the macro and pico, femto, atto, fucking tiny scales and just see what we can change there and just be nice people and do nice things with nice people. Yeah. Okay, the Infected Prince says, would you have dinner with Donkey Kong? If yes, what would you eat? Of course I'd have dinner with Donkey Kong, because then I'd be able to visit his island, and I think his island looks nice. If yes, what would you eat? Definitely banana. Wait a minute. Okay, if Donkey Kong provides me some of his bananas, I would eat bananas. But because he's kind of like, I don't know if he likes sharing all that much, because, you know, his bananas get stolen a lot, so I think there's some kind of PTSD involving bananas. If he doesn't want me to eat some of his bananas, I'll probably just go with the vibe and eat drink coconut water and eat watermelon. Okay, Dark Vectors asks, here's a good one. How complete do you think Silksong is? Is 50% complete or more? I know I was thinking it was 75% done, or maybe, but maybe not. And how likely do you think it will be for Silksong to release this year? Okay, two things. So basically, I'm just going to answer these questions here in a shorter form, but my next video after this is going to be my final. I promise it's going to be the final one. The final release date prediction I'm going to make on Silksong. And I still have to brainstorm a lot. I've been brainstorming a lot already, but I haven't written the script yet, so I'm not entirely sure how my words will leave my mouth, if you want to call it that. But to say how complete Silksong is, I think, seeing as how the enemy 161, 62 and 63, I think that's what they were numbered, were finished in December. I think that they were already kind of pushing towards content complete at that point. But as we all know, Team Cherry, they just keep adding and adding and adding. So even though that would already be enough for Silksong, I think they just kept adding and adding and adding. So even if I say that it would theoretically be 100% done, doesn't mean that they don't have ideas and stuff to add. And yeah, also some people say, okay, even if the enemy is already at 161, 162, 163, they could still all just begin with doing the areas or making the areas, which no, No, because I don't believe that, because with Hollow Knight, Team Cherry said in the AMA that they were actually just making it one thing at a time. They were like, okay, let's go with the crossroads and do the enemies and everything there, and then just go on with the next area. And of course, in the development cycle, as you put new things in the game and complete every area, you are going back to certain areas and kind of remaking stuff and repositioning stuff. But I think as of how many assets, as of asset wise, and what they have to actually do and think about lore wise and enemy wise, I think they are almost done probably. But even if they were done, it's not like the game is gonna come out the next day after they finish, because they still have to go through testing, and testing takes a lot of time. It can take up to half a year just to test stuff. And they didn't do this with the original Hollow Knight, because they had at least some pressure, because the backers, they want to see the product, of course, so they can't just test for another half year or something. They just kind of had to give themselves a deadline. But they don't have to do that here, so I think it can be possible that they're just going to put more time into testing. How likely do you think it will be for Silksong to release this year? This is something you're going to see in the video. A lot of what I've just said is going to be in the video, which is going to be the next big thing. So consider yourself lucky if you've made it this far into this video that you know what my next video is. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about that in my next video. Goose asks, do you have plans to continue making Hollow Knight content even after Silksong comes out and you've covered everything from that game? So, okay, there's a lot of similar questions coming up later, I think, or a few. So basically my plan with this channel is to just make Hollow Knight and Silksong content and just kind of, I mean, I am creative and I like to milk the shit out of stuff, so I can still make a lot of videos until Silksong comes out. And then after Silksong comes out, I'll cover everything that game has to offer. But afterwards, I'll probably go back to Hollow Knight and go back to Silksong and talk about next games from Team Cherry. So this is going to stay. Stizzl is going to be a Team Cherry focused channel, or Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong focused channel. And I think no matter what they do after this franchise, it's going to be great. So this is going to be a Team Cherry channel, I think. But that doesn't mean that I'm not tackling other stuff, because after Silksong, I think it depends on how many followers I have at that time. It would be, I think, a good idea to make a second channel in which I cover broader topics, just video games in general, kind of like Video Game Donkey does in a way, or Indie Mouse does. So I can experiment a lot more, because with this channel I want it to be focused. Because if I just start and make some, I don't know, let's say Elden Ring comes out after Silksong, and I make Elden Ring videos and they get views and I get new subscribers, then those subscribers are here because of Elden Ring. Then those subscribers are here because of Elden Ring and not because of Silksong. So the community would be split apart, so I think it would be best to actually just make a second channel and just do a lot more broad stuff there, and just to keep this focused, because I like having this focused community. Mr. Kartoffel asks, do you think there'll ever be a third Hollow Knight game, and if so, who will be the playable character? Is their first question. The second question is, how's your day going? Number one, I know that they're kind of like playing. They've kind of like got a patent for a Fierce Fox game or something. So maybe another platforming game or something. So I don't think that they will necessarily return to Hollow Knight, as in the franchise, way before 2025 or something, with a third game. I can easily see them taking that long off, if they are ever going to return to the Hollow Knight franchise. Of course, we could see a lot stuff. I think Silksong is also going to not tie everything up together, because there's still going to be some loose threads, literally. So we could get sequels, or a sequel to this, to Silksong, or we could get a prequel to Hollow Knight starring Quirrell, or like a sequel to Silksong starring one of the characters from Silksong, or like a prequel to Silksong starring Lace. There are a lot of options. Number 2, how's your day going? Decent, I'd say. With the last months or so, it's been an up and down, I'd say. I've had some really, really, really good days and some really, really, really bad days. I think it's kind of like a mixture of just the whole Corona situation and what 2020 has been like, and what Corona has done to people in interpersonal stuff. That has me on kind of on edge, and I'm not doing terrible, I'm doing fine, but it's like, it sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. I think it's that way for everyone, but as of late, the ups have been higher and the lows have been lower, so it's a lot more extreme in a way, and also sometimes exhausting if there's some kind of like 2 lows in a row. But if there's 2 highs in a row, I've got like energy for 4 days, literally. And right now I feel like I'm moving towards the high, because I like making this video, and I'm like really looking forward to my big video coming next week, hopefully. So yeah, that is that. What's your favorite music piece? Asked by, what's his name? Fenning Boy Grimm? Fenning Boy Grimm? I don't fucking know. Boy Grimm. You're just Boy Grimm to me. What's your favorite music piece? In a video game sense, it would either be one of Zelda's tracks. I love I love the Song of Storms, I love Gerudo Valley, I love a lot of Zelda tracks, and I love a lot of Hollow Knight tracks, so for best soundtrack, one of those 2 games, probably, because in Hollow Knight, I love the City of Tears, I love everything. I love Queen's Gardens. I love Kingdom's Edge. I also like Green Path, Fungal Wastes. Yeah. And favorite music piece, all in all, would have to be. I can't tell you my favorite song or something, but probably a song by the British band Architects, which are a pretty heavy metal band, I'd say, and one song from one of their last 3 records, I think. Like, I love so much about them, so maybe like something like Modern Misery or Memento Mori or The Distant Blue. There's so much great stuff they have, and so many great lyrics and just raw power and emotion, and I love those boys. Dark Vector's second question. Do you think we will see or hear from Team Cherry before the usual December sign-off? They seem like they don't really want to be seen by the public for some reason. So maybe the decision to not attend E3 2019 was deliberate. Do you think we will get a blog post or more riddles before the end of the year? I think you mean if kind of like the presentations we had instead of E3 2020, because they were at E3 2019 in a way. They were at the Nintendo Treehouse, or at least the demo was at E3. Do you think we'll get a blog post or more riddles before the end of the year? I don't necessarily think we'll get any more riddles, and we're either going to get 0 blog posts or 1 blog post before the release of the game, I'd say. Because at this point, what does Team Cherry even want to tell us anymore? They could just it's someday, it's a release date trailer. Game comes out in 2 weeks. Because I don't think they want us to actually know too much about Silksong before its release. Okay, Boy Grim asks, if you got the choice, would you be a playtester for Silksong? Definitely. I think playtesting would be a lot of fun, even though playtesting is not, or I've heard it's not as anyone would imagine, that you just play through the game. But it's like, okay, imagine like in Hollow Knight, you're like, Team Cherry is like, okay, play Green Path and see if you can somehow break it. Do stuff differently, out of order, something like that. I think the incentive for playtesters is to not just play it normally, but just to kind of play it in ways that some players will play it, but not the normal player will play it. Because if you just play through, let's say Team Cherry had like 50 playtesters for Hollow Knight. This is just a made up number, but whatever. They had like that many playtesters for Hollow Knight. And all of them were just moving through the game with no or little variation. Then there would be not a lot reasons to even playtest anything. So I think if I would be Team Cherry, I would actually give them obligations like, okay, try to do things out of order, like don't talk to this NPC until you've done this, and then go back and try if this works if you've done that before that. So it's not really like playing the game as a consumer. I think it really has to do with work in a way. Although, of course, playtesting Silksong would be fun because it's Silksong, it's a Team Cherry stuff. I could totally just stay in Moss Grotto for 10 hours and just try to break the game. That would actually be fun. Yeah. So CC asks, pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? So CC Mackay is also a great Hollow Knight YouTuber. I love their stuff, so check him out. He's awesome. Like totally awesome. Like better than my videos probably. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? I am actually this sounds like a flex, but I'm actually partially Italian, so I am legally obligated to say no to pineapple on pizza because otherwise the Italian mafia will come and kill me. But Italians also eat seafood on pizza, so what do they even fucking know? Because I'm kind of like, I'm pretty basic when it comes to pizza. I like my tomato sauce, I like my cheese, I like corn on pizza. Sometimes I like mushrooms on pizza, or sometimes if I choose to eat meat, I like ham or salami on pizza. I've tried pineapple pizza once. It was not eye-opening, but it was not terrible either. It was meh for me, so I don't judge people. I don't seriously judge people. Of course I make jokes and say, oh my god, pineapple on pizza, who the fuck could eat something like that? But yeah, I don't judge people for eating pineapple on pizza in a serious tone or something. I don't really give a shit. I think it's not the worst thing you could put on pizza. Okay, and CC again. Do you think Falum is probably being bigger than Hollow Knight? Do you think Falum probably being bigger than Hollow Knight is a good or a bad thing? I think, you know, if I say it's a good thing, it's kind of like the bigger the better, and it could be, but they are still going to, I think, creating a bigger Falum is going to be hard in a way. But it's also something necessary because Hornet's movement speed is just so much faster than a knight, so the kingdom itself will just feel smaller if it isn't bigger than Hallownest. And so they just have to create more, in a way. So it doesn't feel less than Hallownest and less than Hollow Knight. But yeah, I personally wouldn't care if it was smaller than Hallownest as long as the content in it is as great or better, even better somehow, than the content in Hollow Knight. Okay, Flora Flower asks, is there anything you would have liked to have added from Hollow Knight, like binding practice in Hall of Gods, another tram, etc.? Binding practice actually sounds nice, because I haven't done the Hall of Gods, I haven't done the bindings, I haven't even done the 4th and 5th Pantheon, because I am fucking weak. No, I haven't done them because I have to be in a certain headspace to play Hollow Knight, which is kind of like dedicated to the game, so I just have to be 100% into it. And of course I'm 100% into Hollow Knight, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just wanna play some easy game like, I don't know, Paper Mario was last, or Xenoblade before it, and watch some YouTube videos at the same time. And this is not possible if I play Hollow Knight because it needs all of my focus. Another tram. Let me think. It would have been nice if we got like some kind of shortcut from Green Path back to, or some kind of faster way to get from Green Path to Forgotten Crossroads, because I always feel like in the early game there's like, oh, should I really do the backtracking now because it's just 10 minutes of me walking to Green Path, or yeah, basically just some kind of Green Path interconnectedness, because it feels really like a straightforward path in a way, so actually going back to it is sometimes a bit obnoxious, because you either have to go from Forgotten Crossroads and go there, or you have to travel to Green Path's tram station and go all the way to the right if you've missed something there, or you've got to go to Queen Station and go up the fucking Fog Canyon, and nobody wants to go into the Fog Canyon. Okay, what's next? What is your opinion on the Grub Father's cannibalistic impulse by Sinset or Cincy? Cincy? It's not cannibalistic. I think it's this kind of joke where it's actually metamorphosis and they are going to be butterflies later on. Maybe even the fleas we see in Falun. No, they're not going to be the fleas. But could be, but they're not. So yeah, I think he's a good father. He wants to have all his children back and then wants to grant him a life as a butterfly. B-Bomb asks, also in fractions, how big do you think Falun will be compared to Hallownest? Personally, I think it will be, if Hallownest is 100, Farnham will be 130. If we don't consider Hornet's faster movement speed, so if we just consider sheer map size, I think Farnham is going to be 160 compared to 100 if Helleness is 100. But this is just because they have to kind of space it out just a teeny tiny bit more if Hornet is faster, so if we consider her actually moving faster, I think I'd also be at like 130 to 100 because she gets faster from A to B. Yeah. Okay, and B-Bomb also asks, second question, how many digits of pi do you know, Stizzl? Okay, 3.14159265 357. Wait, let me just check how close I got. Pi 1315926 Did I say 53? 5. Okay, and then it's 59. Okay, so I know 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 digits. That's not bad. Kinda useless. Just useless knowledge. Human Lobster asks, do you enjoy making your content? No, I hate it. No, it's actually one of the most enjoyable things I've been able to do all this year. So yeah, I love making my content, and the thing I love the most about it is editing, because I can see stuff come together and I just can think of some more jokes and to actually make jokes work better, and this is just fun. Droya asks, Stizzl, why do you always have to use a script? And when is Silksong going to be released? I want some answers from our insider. I always have to write a script because otherwise I make too many mistakes when talking. Too many just spell pronunciation mistakes. And this way I can kind of like almost have every sentence be pronounced at least decently. Because otherwise I'm rambling a lot. So just like now, there would be a lot of pauses. I mean, I'd of course cut my audio, but still. And I also think it's just better quality. It might add a lot of character in a way that isn't really 100% my own personality, because this video right here is as close as you'll probably get to hearing the real me, I'd say. And if I write a script, I of course I work in some jokes, I rephrase things, so it's a lot more played and a lot more staged, of course, but I think it just improves the quality. And when is Silksong going to be released? Again, video coming out next week, which is going to be my third Silksong prediction video, but I swear it's going to be good, I swear. Umif also asks, tell me, you wise and beautiful creature, when do Silksong is come out? This is actually in the thumbnail, I think, because I love the way Umif phrased his question. Also, Umif, one of the most active people on the Discord, as I've mentioned before. Yeah, the video is coming out next week, so stay tuned. Magalore asks, what do you think about Paper Mario? I've played the last game. It's been the first Paper Mario I've ever played. However, I've also seen every other Paper Mario, at least in a playthrough sense. And the thing is, I can always, to let's say 90 to 95% guess from a playthrough how much I'm going to like a game. It just is that way. So if I'm like, okay, this game is like a 9 out of 10 for me, then it actually mostly turns out to be exactly that. And I really enjoyed the Origami King. I think it is a great game. Even though, of course, the combat system isn't really that good, but there's a lot of charm and detail and just comedy and humor in it. So yeah, really like that game. I think it's better than Color Splash and of course better than Sticker Star. It's probably on par-ish with Super Paper Mario and maybe even the first Paper Mario, but for me, the Thousand Year Door, even though, of course, I haven't played it, so this is just me guessing at how good those games are, but I think the Thousand Year Door is still the best Paper Mario. But I really liked some of the new things the Origami King tried. For example, Bobby as a character was great, and his arc was really awesome, I think, and a lot of the kind of quirky moments. Yeah. Ravenbane asks, why are you doing another Q&A? Also, Ravenbane is someone I haven't mentioned in my Hollow Knight Creators video, but you should check him out. He's also doing great content, and if I'm making a second creator video, which I might in like September or something, he's probably going to be featured. Why are you doing another Q&A? Because I'm running out of ideas. Why would anyone ever do a Q&A? I'm not that interesting. It's because I'm running out of ideas. I'm going to be honest. No, actually, I actually wanted to do a Q&A after Silksong releases. We've got a politics channel. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Oh damn. We've got a politics channel. I didn't know that. This is how active I am on my own Discord server. Oh my god. Okay, back to it. I wanted to do a Q&A video after Silksong releases, but since the coming soon that Nintendo stated in the E3 2019 that Silksong was coming soon actually was just kind of a flat out lie. Things shifted around a lot, and while I thought, because of the coming soon, that Silksong would release early 2020 or something, it of course hasn't, and I didn't want to make a Q&A just before Silksong comes out. So, but now I think has been a great time to make another Q&A and kind of like speculate one final time and talk about Silksong and other stuff, and then after Silksong it's going to be a whole nother situation. I have no idea. I'm really excited. Okay. CD8 asks, when you shout out my channel in the Q&A video, will it be at the start or at the end of the video? Have you done it yet? This is a joke, by the way. Shout out to CD8's channel. What's your channel? I'm sorry, but CD8 is the... Wait, let me filter by channels. Okay. Cool, by replay from... Shout out to CD8. He makes geometry. He's done some Geometry Dash videos 2 years ago, and one piano video 3 months ago, so check him out. Okay, Magalor asks, what do you think happens after death? We're dead. No, I think I'd like to think that there's something more after death, because if you think about it, the mind in itself is it's a really mysterious thing that we're so it kind of sounds stupid, but that we're so that we're smart enough to actually create content and make like YouTube's channel is focused on a topic which we also created, being Hollow Knight, and then talk about it in different ways and with different opinions. So we're like on a brain level, we're like so high and theoretically smart. But of course this is all tied to the brain and our body. So I'd of course love to have some kind of afterlife or something and just play Silksong all fucking day in heaven or hell or wherever I'm going. But as kind of like this nihilism that I have, I'd have to say that there probably isn't anything after death, which it sounds really negative, but I don't think it is, because I think it just means that we just have to use the time we get here in this life. And yeah, I think it kind of gives us an incentive to not waste everything, which doesn't mean that every day of your life has to be like, okay, for example, me with my YouTube channel. Oh my god, I've had a day where I haven't thought or haven't worked on my YouTube channel. I am going to be I'm going to be useless and everybody's going to forget me and I'm never going to achieve anything in life. No, there's of course days where it's okay to just waste an entire day or even an entire week. But I think if you make small steps towards your goals, it's better than doing nothing. Okay, how long have I been recording for? Almost an hour. Great. This is going to, if you're still here, shout out. And this video does not contain a dirty lamb in it. So if you've watched my other videos, there's always this kind of character I include in the video, which is hidden, and there's kind of like write this and that into the comments if you've seen me. And this is now the point where I say, if you've gotten this far into the video, write what should people write into the comments? Okay, write a comment containing Fluke Mom into the comments. I'm already going to know that I'm going to regret it. Especially because the next question by Jura Murgerberg is Stizzl. Since you said we could ask about literally anything, do you masturbate to Hornet or Zelda in your free time? That was a joke, please don't answer that. I am going to answer this 100% serious. I'm not one to kink shame people. Like, if you can masturbate to anything you want, I really don't give a fuck. But regarding Hornet or Zelda, I literally don't give a fuck, because they're still insects. they're cartoon insects. Like, I think there's better stuff to jerk off to, or I don't know, to like in that way, other than cartoon insects. I mean, cartoon insects are still better than real insects, because real insects are disgusting, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't masturbate to Hornet or Zelda, or any Hollow Knight or Silksong character for that matter. Which doesn't mean that you aren't allowed to. I'm not kink shaming you. I don't know why you're doing it, but it's your freedom of choice, I guess. Okay, If Keith Redacted asks, if you are able to make a character for the game, what will they be like? Oh damn. I've actually answered this before. This Schnitzel character, which just kills everyone and makes them into schnitzels. But Keith Redacted is another YouTuber you should watch. He's done Hollow Knight content, and is hopefully going to do Hollow Knight Silksong content. Yeah. The Ferric asks, what is your favorite year? And Umif responds with 2020 the best one, am I right? I think 2020 can be the year in which we as people overcome a lot of things from the past, which we as a people, we as humans kind of like wiped under the rug and forgotten about, didn't want to deal with. So we have to deal with a lot of shit in this year. A whole fucking lot of shit in a great scale, and as I've said before, also in a tiny scale. But I think through hardship and through the pain that is caused by this year, we are able to just grow as people and also grow individually. And I actually think that I've grown a decent amount in this year on an individual level, as I'm getting more and more to terms with who I am and who I want to be, and also just kind of like keep my own health in check, because I've always also in this year just given a lot of energy to people who would just take it and don't give a lot in return, or nothing in return. And this is exhausting, and it's not good for your own health and mental health. So I think learning about stuff like this in these times is important to grow and to actually grow up, because I'm 20 now and I don't think I've got life figured out at all, but I'm getting there step by step. So I'd still say that 2020 is one of the best years, because it has been one of the worst years. But I think 2020 is a year that we have to go through in order for the following years to be fully or mostly positive, to actually go out of this year being closer to the people who we want to be. Okay, Deep Talk, my compadre, asks, you ever played any Sonic game? Of course, Deep Talk, you should also check out Deep Talk. We are just going to make a video in a few weeks or something, or days or weeks, and really looking forward to working with him again. He's such a nice dude. I have never played a Sonic game. Oh wait, I think I've played for an hour, like 13 years ago. I've played this like Sonic Wolf weird game with the sword on the Nintendo Wii, which is shit. But yeah, I'm not really into Sonic because my playstyle doesn't fit it. I'm like more the methodical gamer, in which I just take a look at everything and just go through everything slowly. Like for example, the first playthrough of, for example, Sekiro took me 60 hours just because I didn't want to miss a single thing. And as it turns out, I don't think I missed a single boss or upgrade or something. And of course, with my following playthroughs, I actually cut it down to 5 hours or something instead of 60. Yeah. But I've never played a Sonic game because I don't really think it fits my style. Scary Sounds asks, favorite NPC phrase, for example, Bapanada or Get Good, etc. It's probably Bapanada. It has to be. I don't have to think about it. Other than that, maybe like a good Shaw or a Get Good from Hornet, but on number 1 has to be Papanada because it's my whole thing, right? So it has to be it. Deferic asks, am I special? I think, again, on a great scale, we are all not really special. We all go through similar shit and similar stuff and do similar things and love similar things. But I think in the details is where we as people shine and as people are different to one another. So yeah, we are all special in a way and we are all not special in a way. Purple Toaster, also a YouTuber who's done a great video on Silksong lately, so check them out. What's your favorite type of cheese? What is the meaning of life? All of these questions, I'm so sorry, have been answered before. Favorite type of cheese? Gouda or Edamer? What's the meaning of life? Make your own meaning, that's the meaning. Life itself is meaningless. So, Bella VRC. What does VRC stand for? I don't know. First question, favorite game villain, and second, what's your favorite soundtrack from any game? Favorite game villain? Ah, that's tough. That's tough. I gotta think about this. Is a bit. Villain is always such strange term because it's so negative, but the best villains I think are really a mixed bag and in a grayscale. So if Hollow Knight has a villain, I don't think I mean the Radiance is just a villain, but I think the Pale King is a great character in which he's kind of like he's got not like terrible intentions, but the way he does it is kind of like in a villainous way, and he fails in everything he does basically with fighting the infection. So I think if you can somehow consider the Pale King a villain, I think he's a great villain. And what's your favorite gaming soundtrack? Would also have to be Hollow Knight, I think. I just love it. I also love just the ambient sounds that Christopher Larkin made. There's a lot of ambience in Hollow Knight and a lot of nice sound effects, which are just insanely well added into the game. Like, for example, there's in Queen's Gardens, I think, there's like this hidden wall and there's like no indication that there is anything to the left of this wall, but you hear in your left speaker, in your left headphone thingy, you hear like this little river or something dropping down, or just water coming down, and this alone leads you to just go left and expect there to be something, and then there is something, and I think this is great game design. 092 Danilo asks, what's your favorite charm? I'd have to say this is probably Quick Slash is great, but I think the best charm is Breakable / Unbreakable Strength, Fragile Strength / Unbreakable Strength, because they are so good. How long am I recording? 1 hour 10 minutes. Fuck, this video is going to be so long. I'm sorry. There's still a lot of questions to go. Necron asks, why is are not? That's true. Stopman asks, what is your favorite song too? What's your favorite character? What's your favorite song too? What's your second favorite song or something? I think that's what you mean. Would also have to be... Okay, if I choose another artist other than Architects and choose a favorite song, it would either have to be... Okay, let me think. It would either have to be... Okay, let me just hand you 3. either Bring Me the Horizon, Hospital for Souls from their Sempiternal album, or The Good Left Undone by Rise Against, or just to spice things up, let's throw in Fick ihn doch von Alligator, which is a nice song. What's your favorite character? Just in general, favorite character. Oh my god, this is... What is my favorite character? My favorite character... I know there's so many. I'm not going to be able to answer this in a good way. I love the kid character. I don't know what he's called. The kid character from The Sixth Sense. I think this is a great character, and also Bruce Willis in that movie is a great character. Also, The Sixth Sense is a great movie. It's my favorite movie. Okay, but this is not an easy question to answer. Ganon, not from Zelda. Do you think we exist in hyperbolic, Euclidean, or spherical space? What the fuck are you talking about? Which is hyperbolic? What's this? Hyperbolic... Hyperbole or what? Oh, this is fucking ugly maths. Euclidean. Okay. Does hyperbolic mean like in the 2-dimensional sense, and Euclidean in the 3-dimensional sense, and spherical? I mean, spherical has to be also kinda... How do you write spherical? Spherical? Yeah, that's how you write it. It's also... I don't fucking know. That's it, I don't fucking know. Also he asks, or she asks, or they ask, also why do men have nipples? Because they're useless, but it would look weird if we didn't have nipples, right? Because we're so used to having them, so I kinda like having nipples. It's useless, but I don't know. Roman Ja asks, where did the name Stizzl come from? And Mr. Porker says it is a name as ancient as time itself. No, actually it isn't. And Dark Vector says it may be his honest to goodness last name. I don't know German. And he also says maybe there's some food or cooking term considering the Schnitzel Squad role here. I mean, Relia used his last name. Is Relia really his last name? It's a cool last name. Where does Stizzl come from? It's actually easy, because if you look at my Discord name, it's Crizzle Stizzl, and it's just a play on words. So Crizzle is just the first 4 letters of my actual first name, which is Christoph, and then Zl, and Stizzl is the first 2 letters of my last name, and Isl. So it's just kind of to have this rhyme. It's stupid, and I chose Stizzl because it's still a bit easier to pronounce, but still people get it wrong, so you can call me Stizzl. Stizzl I think is nice. I think Stizzl kind of sounds a bit stupid, but of course Stizzl also sounds stupid, but Stizzl is the way it's intended to be spelled, but pronounced, but I think Stizzl is also nice, so I also like that one. Oh, we still got things to go. This is going to suck to edit. Oh my god, I have to listen to myself for so long. Who the fuck wants to listen to me for so long? Okay, just kind of mental breakdown in between. Everything alright? Also out. Favorite Koopaling? Of course it's Ludwig, because he's got this deep voice. Whoa, and I like it. Yeah, Umwelt also says Ludwig Beethoven, definitely. If you look to your right, what's there? There's my phone, which is already at 100%. And I haven't responded to any messages in the last few hours. So, yeah. How many questions are there? I have no idea. I don't want to count. I'm no. Just no. 092 Danilo asks, why are we still here? Just to suffer? As I've said before, like 2020 is a year which is pretty focused on making us suffer. But it's kind of like why it's here, I think. It's because we need to grow. We need to overcome this year. Okay. Xanata865 says, how many hours do you have on Hollow Knight and how many achievements do you have? And Highstrix answers, if I had to guess at least one 112% file. Well, yes, but actually no. How many hours do I have on Hollow Knight? I think it has to be around 200. And I've got, because I played on different consoles and different platforms, I've got like one file which is 111%, because as I've mentioned before, I haven't done Pentium 4 or 5 yet. 111%, and two files which are 108%. One of which is a Stizzl run, then another file which is a Stizzl run, and some other normal files. Brad42 asks, will the Q&A questions be answered in the video directly instead of here? That's not a question directed to Stizzl. Don't count this one, please. You don't tell me what to do. Yeah, it's going to be, it's all in the video. Okay, Romania asks, a question about your favorite video games is asked quite often, but were there any games that you generally disliked or even hated, which I played myself? God. Hot take. I really didn't like Bayonetta all that much. I actually stopped playing because I really just don't like the combat. It's really deep. I know that, but I don't know what's the right way to attack, what deals damage in what way, what is better in which thing. I think there's so much about the combat system that I just can't get behind. Although I like the world itself, I also like Bayonetta as a person, as a character. But this is a game I didn't really get all that much behind. But it's decent, don't get me wrong. Okay, a bad game is Cube World. Oh my fucking god. It had so much potential. It looked so great back in 2013 when I first played it. And how the fuck, after all these years, does this game come out 2019 or early 2020 and be worse than the alpha version from 2013? Like, how the fucking shit. Yeah, that was disappointing. Umif also says he regrets playing the recent Pokemon games that were disappointing to me. While I haven't played the recent Pokemon games at all, I've seen each one of them, and Sword and Shield, ugh, it's just so boring. Really, I think that the 6th generation was decent, 7th was also decent, but the 8th one was just so lackluster. Just so... Yeah. Highstrex asks, do you spell it color or incorrectly? I do spell it color with an O and U, so this is what you would call incorrectly. And also, Dark Vector says, I don't know if Austria uses US or British English. Team Cherry uses some British English. Austria itself doesn't really... I was taught British English, but there could be people taught in US English. It's up to the teacher as far as I know. And I should know because I'm going to be an English teacher soonish, or like in 6 years after I've after I'm done with my studies of 5 years. Yeah, it's 5 years. But it doesn't matter anyway, because most of the people don't speak English as I do, because while I still have a pretty strong German accent, most people have a way stronger one, regardless if they're taught British or US English. So instead of talking like I am right now, they kinda talk like this and just talk about it, you know? I'm just, hello, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is the kind of English Austrians normally speak. Yeah, but I'd also say British is more common, and this is also the English I'm going for. I hope it's obvious that I'm kind of going for British English, otherwise it would be kind of a shame. Okay, what else do we have? I've got a question that I've wondered. Is this the last one? Okay, no. We've got only like 2 or 3 more questions. I've got a question that I've wondered about for a while, and I was interested to see what big Hollow Knight YouTubers such as yourself thought of it. Do you think there will be a Hollow Knight 3? I know I've probably filmed the video already, but I was just posting this anyway. You can be glad that I haven't actually recorded it until now, until the 6th of August. Also, it's nice that you consider me a big Hollow Knight YouTuber, because I don't. But I can see there being a Hollow Knight 3, but I wouldn't count on it, especially never before 2025. Definitely not. If we will get something at the later end of the decade, okay, maybe. But also I want him to experiment a bit, because I know that I will love everything Team Cherry makes, as long as they are full with passion behind it. So I want him to just make what feels right. I'm proud to be Irish. IEIE asks, do you work for Team Cherry? No, I don't. What's after Silksong for the channel, and one thing that Hollow Knight did good and one thing Hollow Knight did bad? That's 3 questions. You've bent the rule a bit, but I don't care. It's the last one, so okay. First thing, one thing that Hollow Knight did good and one thing it did bad. Hollow Knight did basically everything good, but one thing it did bad I mentioned in my Of Vision and Purpose video 2 or 3 months ago, I think, probably 2 or 3 months ago, was that kind of like the Hive, kind of like in a style of artistic vision, the Hive should have more content in it. And it kind of sounds stupid because Hollow Knight has so much content, but for example, areas like the Howling Cliffs make sense that they are empty in a way. They are supposed to feel like that, but the Hive is like this hidden civilization that for them to be only like 2 grubs, a mask shard, a boss, and a charm is kind of like, they should have at least, let's say, almost doubled that. Let's say 2 mask shards, 3 or 4 grubs, 2 charms. That would be decent. That would be more decent, because the way the Hive is, and especially was it release, there wasn't even like a single boss, but now it's okay, I guess, but not good for Hollow Knight standards. But the Hive for other Metroidvanias, it could be the best area. This just talks about how great Hollow Knight is. And what's after Silksong for the channel? So yeah, as I've said, after Silksong I will continue to milk the shit out of Silksong, or milk the shit out of everything Team Cherry does. And depending on how many subscribers I have by then, I will probably make a second channel and focus less. Just make videos about video games, which I like. which I won't do on this channel because I want it to be focused on Hollow Knight and on Silksong and on Team Cherry. Okay, this has been so much. This video is going to be over an hour long. Oh fucking hell. Recording for almost 90 minutes now. I'm just not going to edit this a lot because I seriously don't want to. You can I talk decently in this video. You can understand the questions. I'm not going to edit the fucking shit into it. Because you can you can hear it anyway. Yeah, this has been fun to record, actually, although I'm not complaining that this took me 1.5 hours. I hope I can make something like this again after Silksong, maybe like in a 5,000 subscriber special, or who knows where we will be after Silksong in like a year or so, if Silksong is released by then. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope I didn't waste your time completely. And I hope you're getting me this sweet watch time because damn, I want it. But yeah, this is going to be my longest video. Yeah, it's long. I hope you like me babble on about stuff. I hope you did something like maybe you like cooked for yourself or something, like eat healthy, and yeah, hopefully enjoyed it. I'm just going to go right back into making this video and uploading it, and it's, oh my god, if I set this as an instant premiere, people will just freak out because they are like, when is this video going to end? And it's not ending. It's just a never ending video. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to troll everyone. Oh, ha ha ha. So everyone watching this as it premieres right now, fuck you, I've trolled you. No, I love you all. Please don't unsubscribe. I need the money. But yeah, it's been nice. I hope I can do this once again. Please, if you haven't already, join the Discord. If you haven't subscribed already and this is your first video, you're probably very confused. So subscribe. And yeah. I'll see you in a week or so. Farewell, my fellow higher beings, and goodbye, my schnitzels.